This morning I'm going to be cutting up the laundry soap. I've got an order for 2 bars, and then also I need to do a couple of bars for myself. I'm just about out. Adjust that camera so I can see. Okay. This laundry detergent is actually made with 100%. It's 100% lard. That's the oil that you use to make this. So it's just lard and your sodium hydroxide solution. This one that I've made here has been scented with the peppermint essential oil, and this one here is actually scented with cucumber melon, so it's got a little bit different scent. But those are the 2 that I have available online. Someone asked me about 2 days ago if I would actually make the laundry detergent scented with something like Butt Naked or Mardi Gras or a scent like that, or fragrance like that, and I am seriously thinking about doing that. I think it would be kind of neat, so I may do that, so look for that. This one here has no colorant whatsoever. This is just the pure soap. This one here I did color it just a kind of a seafoam green. So, but I'm going to show you how I cut these bars and how I grade them up, or doing the food processor to make it into a form that I can use a little bit better, like a powder or whatever. So these bars are extremely hard. I mean, they are just like rock hard. So I'm going to show you what I do to cut mine up. I use a big knife, and this knife here, it isn't serrated. It's a smooth finish on the knife, and that works so much better when you're cutting up soap. So this is the best knife I found to do this with. And all I do when I cut it is I cut off just little slivers at a time. This makes it easier too for the food processor to grade it up. So that's about what I do there. I just cut this off. God, it was cold here this morning. It was actually 19 degrees. So I know it's cold all over, and they're talking about all the snow everywhere. Okay. So once I get it cut up into those little pieces there, I just come back. You can actually do a couple of these at a time. And I cut it up into smaller chunks like this. Just big enough, because these bars are so hard that I found they will kind of jam your food processor a little bit. So if you do them smaller like that, they're not as hard to grind up. And I want to talk about the recipe for the detergent a little bit. It's really easy to make this as a powder form. All you need is 1 bar of soap that you grate up, and then you grate it up, and this is just something that I've learned, an easy way to grate it up, is to add half of a cup of baking soda in with the soap, and then put that into your food processor or into your grinder or whatever, and it helps the soap to not stick to the blades of your food processor. So it's going to be soap, and then half a cup of baking soda. Ooh, dusty. Okay, and this is what I'm going to put in the food processor and blend together. Like I said, the baking powder, it's dry, and as this is grinding up, it'll kind of seal off the sticky parts. I mean, this isn't sticky soap, but once you get it in the food processor, it kind of gets a little, not real gummy, but it will stick to the blades. But that keeps it from sticking to the blades, and it helps it to grind up better. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to go to the food processor, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have the soap all ground up with half of a cup of baking soda. And it's not, you know, it's not really fine. Kind of see it's just a little bit chunky, but not really fine. You can actually, if you cut the soap up enough, you know, in those small chunks like that, those small pieces, you can actually grind that up even in a blender. I've done it in a blender before I had a food processor, so I know that does work. But I've got, this is 1 bar of soap with half of a cup of baking soda. And that's what it looks like there. And all you're going to want to do now is add 1 cup of borax. And this is the borax that I get, the 20 mule team. And I actually picked this up at Walmart. This is where I found this. Sometimes they don't have it. I don't know. A lot of people around here must make their own laundry detergent, or they must use a lot of that when they wash their clothes, because sometimes I have trouble finding it in stock at Walmart. And this is the other item. It is washing soda, Arm & Hammer washing soda. Walmart does not carry this, or our Walmart does not carry it. I've been able to find this at Ace Hardware. We have an Ace Hardware, a couple of local stores here around Mobile, and that's where I've been able to find this at. And I think it's like $3, a little over $3 a box, maybe, it seems like is what it is. And all washing soda is, if you look at the label, not sure if you can see that, but all it is sodium carbonate. And if you know anything or remember anything from chemistry in high school, all that is a salt. So that's what this is. And borax is sodium tetraborate. It's another type, I believe, of salt. So I don't know if you can see that or not on the side. So what I'm going to do now is measure out a cup of each and add it to the ground up soap with the baking soda. Okay, I've got the borax added, and all I'm doing is stirring it up a little bit to get any big chunks kind of broken apart and get it mixed up well. Sometimes the borax will clump together just a little bit in the box. And also, I usually do this under my range hood on my stove, so it'll suck the dust out. This is a little bit dusty, and it probably is not a good idea to breathe it. So I usually do it under the range hood. Okay, and now this is 1 cup here of the washing soda. It is also a little dusty. Got a couple little clumps in there of that. Hope that fan is not too loud. Okay, it's mixed up pretty good. And this is what it looks like. It's just a powder. And the good thing about this is you really do not have to use very much of it when you wash your clothes. If you have just a regular load of clothes, you would use 1 tablespoon. That's it. About maybe like this is what I use. Now if you have a kind of a heavy load of clothes, maybe they're pretty dirty, or it's, you know, really a full wash load, then I would use 2 tablespoons. I wouldn't use 1, I would use 2. Now this is not going to make a lot of suds. It's low suds, so this will work for your high efficiency washing machines. You won't have a problem with that. One of the things I think we've kind of grown accustomed to is thinking that to clean, you know, we need loads and loads of bubbles and suds, and that's kind of what the commercial soaping industry, I guess, has done for us on the cleaning side. But really all you need the soap for is to break the surface tension of the water so that the water will penetrate the fabric, and when the water penetrates the fabric, then it can be clean. So that's why you don't really need a lot of bubbles. That's not what's cleaning your clothes. So, but this is all mixed up, and I have, because I make this with lard, it's Lard Soap. I've got a couple of these buckets. It's got a plastic lid on it and a little handle, a little plastic handle. On. As you can tell, I'm just about out. But this 1 bar of soap mixed up with the borax and the washing soda, that's going to make a lot of loads of clothes for me. That'll last me quite a while. And we do wash a lot of clothes at my house. Okay, it's good to go. This bucket here will actually hold 2 bars mixed up. This is not quite half full. Instead of keeping a spoon in my bucket, what I've done is I've just taken the top of an old laundry detergent bottle, and you know, I know what I've done is I've measured with a tablespoon. This is actually what 2 tablespoons looks like in this lid. So I've just kind of recycled a lid. So I know I fill it up almost to this line, and that'll do me a large load of clothes, which I usually do. You know, I usually pack mine in there. We don't do really small loads of clothes at my house, so. But I just scoop out about that much, and put it in the wash. Start my water, put that in there, and then I'll let it fill up with a little bit of water first, and then I add my clothes, and then I just let them wash. So you can just use it however you normally use your clothes detergent.